Hello, Internet. And we were gone for about 2 weeks because of the holidays and schedules not aligning during those times. So hopefully you'll come back and watch us for the 3 minutes at a time that you watch us. That would be great. Welcome to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Find us at friendzone.com on Instagram and Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Uh, that's where all the links are. Also, all the links are posted in the description in the YouTube video or Spotify video. So there's no reason you can't find us. So just do it. And with that being said, I think we'll kick it off to John, and we'll start with the Eagles, right?
The main event every week, the Eagles. How far back do we want to go? Happy New Year, Internet.
Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, happy
Sorry.
Merry Christmas, belated.
Sorry we haven't
Happy New
talked
Year.
about
True.
the Eagles in a couple weeks. How far back do you guys want to go? Do
So-
you just want to talk about the upcoming game against the 49ers?
I'll just real quick. We ended without knowing what to say about the Raiders game because it was such a drubbing of the Raiders.
Yeah, we destroyed the Raiders.
And then there was not much to say about beating the Redskins the first time around
Yeah, I would agree.
because it was the same type of game, especially once Josh Johnson came in. So we don't have to say much about that.
Yeah,
The Bills game was interesting because
the ending was crazy. Obviously,
the defense is amazing and the offense is trash.
yes.
Yeah, I think the Bills game would have been if you go out and you beat a good team. Obviously, people who have watched this podcast and you don't, but we don't feel strongly about the Bills this season.
Yeah,
I think if you come out in a commanding fashion and handle the Bills, there's something to be said that you got the team right before the playoffs. And I think you can feel good about this team.
They handled them defensively.
Defensively, for sure.
but the defense has
Offensively,
handled everyone pretty much all year. The defense is one of
Other than the Bears, yeah.
yeah, like I would say one of the better defenses in the NFL currently.
I think that's the whole second half of this game was still more red flags for Patullo. I don't know. I know a lot's been said about Jalen Hurts didn't complete a pass in the second
I
half.
have a lot to say about Tanner McKee slash Kevin Patullo.
Well, that's one thing I
I think that's
to,
more not Tanner McKee, Kevin Patullo.
I agree as well.
That's where I'm gonna go with that.
But one thing that I wanted to say is I think that what John said is right. If we had come out and just had like a solid win against the Bills, I think that the subbing the starters would be seen as less of an issue for the last game. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, they would have earned
because
that
we didn't
time off.
really beat them that badly. Like we barely squeaked.
We
by
beat
it.
them because Josh Allen missed the throw
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
2-point
Which
conversion.
is
And because
another-
McDermott didn't want to push overtime. So,
True. Which is another point.
Sure, if they went to overtime, we would have lost that game. The defense was tired.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
They were on the field a lot.
But another point is that I saw a lot is Josh Allen got no flack for missing that wide open throw, and imagine how much flack Hurts would have gotten for that. I mean,
Undeniable.
Imagine the rest of the game, too.
Yeah.
27-yard fumble.
yep, yeah, there was a lot of bad play by Josh Allen who played himself out of an MVP. I mean, early in the season, I think he was very much a high MVP favorite, but I don't. He's played himself out of that.
I would
completely.
say.
I think Drake May's
that's the
probably
case.
going to win now, which is crazy.
I still think maybe Stafford over May.
I know the odds in Vegas are crazy favoring May, and I wonder.
Really, I would think it would just be Stafford just because
I've seen a lot of people
I agree.
knocking May for having like the easiest schedule since like 99 or
I
whatever.
agree. He
whatever it
has
is.
had the easiest schedule.
I mean, you
yes.
play who you play, man.
True, but also he played them really well. But I think that Stafford deserves it more in my own opinion.
Oh, yeah, he's-
yeah. That might also just be anti-Boston bias, but you know.
Drake May's too young to win it. He
Yeah.
didn't do anything overly
Yeah.
amazing.
So going back to the Eagles, I think that I don't know. Basically, what I said, like the Bills, if we had beat the Bills handedly, then I wouldn't have been as upset about like not like. I mean, obviously, who knows if we didn't know the Lions were going to win, but that would have been a really. I mean, I don't know. Guaranteed home game if we make it to the second round would be really nice.
It would have been nice.
But
And a more ideal matchup.
yep, yeah.
Green Bay for sure versus
Oh,
either
yeah.
San Fran or the Rams.
Yeah, and the Rams would have been the worst matchup, I think. So I'm happy we were not matched up with the Rams, but we got the second of the worst. Like, I think Rams, 49ers, Packers, obviously.
The 49ers already don't want to come here, so that's like
Yeah,
encouraging.
Yeah.
But you could have a beat up Green Bay team coming to you.
yeah.
I like I like that. I mean, it's a
Guaranteed
it's a
game next week.
it's a beat up
49ers team is
49ers.
one of the
There
most
you go.
injured teams in the NFL.
That's
so
true.
That's another thing. I believe there was a stat where they have like the most amount of games missed over the last like 6 years by like triple what the second team had, something like that, because they've just like been riddled with injuries. So that's one good thing for us. They're a rough matchup, I think, in general. McCaffrey's really difficult to
Matchup nightmare
guard.
every
Yeah,
every week of the season.
and like putting Coop on him a little bit as like following him or something. I don't know what you would want to do. What Vic's gonna try to do. I think he'll probably just stick to his game plan that he always
I
sticks
trust
to.
in Vic to
I very much
to do the right
trust
thing.
in Vic.
I do think Purdy's
not-
playing the position very well right now at quarterback. I just don't know if they have the pieces to overcome this defense.
Yeah, that's true.
That being said, I'm completely worried about the other side of the ball as well.
too.
Thank
Yeah.
God their defense is not 100%.
I agree. Fred Warner being out there would have been catastrophic for us, I believe, and I believe he is hurt.
He told the team he's supposed to be back next round. I
Yeah,
think he's like
so
trying
I
to
think he's
juice him
out.
up.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, I don't think he's playing this week.
So that is huge for us.
But do the
He's
Eagles
one of the
ever
better-
take advantage of a poor defense?
We
not
don't
this
attack
year.
over the middle, so that's
Yeah.
the problem.
No.
And terrible rush defense, which we saw in Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we not going to run the ball? And also, we sat Tank at the end of the last game,
Which-
and he's been dynamic.
Yeah.
So he better get
Shipley
used
didn't
this
look
game.
Great.
He had 75 yards and 16 carries, and then Tanner McKee was having issues, but they didn't want to run the ball more,
Yeah.
which is
And Will Shipley was subbing in for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm
Tanner-
about to think he's a bust.
Ship?
Yeah.
Well, he's like what fourth.
Third.
Okay, so
fourth?
not a bust, but he's not what I wanted him to be.
No, he's not the complimentary back to Saquon.
I thought he was going to be like a White Sproles.
Wow, he's an interesting looking guy. I've never really seen his face.
Will Shipley?
Oof, he is not a looker. Yeah, he was a fourth round pick. So I mean, yeah, not whatever.
He wasn't expected to do anything.
Like a mid.
I expected him to, because
Well,
I
no, a
don't know.
mid round pick you would expect. A third, fourth round pick you expect to at least be like a backup, like a, you know what I mean, like a rotational guy.
He was supposed to be
Whatever.
Kenny Gainwell
Yeah,
this
but
year.
like nobody's Kenny Gainwell. Clearly, look how good he looks in Pittsburgh. But
All he cost was $2 million. We could have had him probably.
true. Tanner looked really bad.
In the second half.
obviously, in the second half, he missed a bunch of like he underthrew or overthrew people. Like
And he was
to
trying to run
beat
around
them.
like that's part of his game. I don't
Yeah.
understand what he was doing.
I don't really know. I think it's Patullo more than Tanner.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
Patullo had two separate styles of quarterback to try to coach,
That's
and
true.
stuck with both of them.
yeah, that's true.
So
Another thing that I really say that I owe at least Adoree Jackson a bit of an apology because of how bad Keely Ringo and Jacorian Bennett are. If either one of them had to start for us, like we are screwed.
that's why
They're
all the
so
things that went
bad.
wrong in the game, the why we lost that game was the second.
Keely Ringo needs to be moved to safety if we're gonna keep it.
He needs to be moved
His-
off the team.
Yeah, that's true too.
He can,
But if-
he can stay a gunner on special
Yeah,
teams.
Sure.
he's a
That's
really
fine.
good special teams.
He could
gunner.
be special
Move him to
teams only.
safety. Just move him to safety. He can't play corner. He's not. He cannot play man coverage.
This is what his fourth year now.
Yeah, third. I'll look that up, but
He
third or
came
fourth.
in with.
He came in with Nolan Smith and Carter, I think.
I feel like he was the draft before that.
Or was he? Was he? He could have been. You could be right.
2023 to now. So he has played two. He's played 2 seasons. This is his third season. Wait, what? Yeah, this is his third season.
So he did come in. with
So he would have
Carter.
been, Carter's
Yeah.
draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was one draft where he drafted all the Georgia boys.
Yep. Yeah, he was in that one.
Okay.
He was in that one, I believe. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I think I owe Adoree Jackson a bit of an apology.
Me
for
too. I was
saying that.
calling him a Dory ass for
Yeah.
way too long.
And I was too. And I just think, yeah, he wasn't.
He's not great, but he's not a Dory ass.
Yeah, he's not. He's a fine. Well, he's not a good corner too, but he's like a whatever.
He's the best we have.
He's the best that we got, and he better stay healthy because holy cow, the amount of times that it was penalties on Ringo and Bennett, like they didn't even have to do anything. They would just throw the ball.
Also, he turned his back to Josh Johnson running into the end zone.
Yeah,
How about you maybe tackle him,
yeah.
cunt?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a 6-yard loss. At least, I think, watching that tape. And he just decided to turn his back to him. And
For what? What? Why?
I don't know if make Josh Johnson make that throw.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's
If
Josh
you're gonna
Johnson.
lose.
He's not going to make the fucking throw.
He's won 1 game. He's 39 years old.
Two.
Well, 2 now. But he was like, what, 1-8 coming into that game?
He beat a Vic Fangio defense. He can have that on his resume.
He sure did. He can tell his grandkids one day.
I beat that old white man.
Well, on that note, I wanted a random note. On the McAfee show, they did the all league defensive backs, and both Coop and Quinion made it. So I was pretty hyped about that. We have like such a good young core, so I don't know. I'm just very excited about the defense and the age of the
At
defense.
some point, they're going to have to make choices on the offense so we can pay this defense.
I agree because I don't want to get rid of these guys and like
And if we're playing this poorly on offense with the talent we have, how about we just get lesser talent?
I would agree.
Because it's going to be the
And
same.
with Saquon and Devontae. I mean,
Yeah, Saquon,
I
Devontae.
think AJ ends up being the odd man out, which is unfortunate.
I feel
and
like-
Goddard too. I don't think we're going to retain Goddard. But
He's getting older.
yeah.
I think
How-
Goddard's gone. I still am not convinced that AJ leaves.
I don't
No,
want
I'm
him to leave.
convinced about it, but I think that there's a possibility.
It's out of the ones that are going to go, he would be the one.
Yeah.
He's the loud one.
Assuming he doesn't get another offensive or another head coach job, Kevin Stefanski as offensive coordinator would be
Yeah, it would be
fucking
awesome.
awesome.
I
But
feel
he's
like
gonna get
someone would
hired.
give him a.
I think
Harbaugh-
the Giants already have him lined up for an interview.
I think
too.
Harbaugh and Stefanski are going to get hired like right away. I think Kingsbury will probably get hired as a head coach. And I think Brian Flores might get hired.
Watch
in,
Stefanski
Las
That'd be
Vegas.
awesome.
take the Raiders,
I
not the
think
Raiders.
B-Flow in
Ravens.
Las Vegas because Tom Brady, Brian Flores, like they just do the whole, they draft a quarterback. If I'm Brian Flores, if I'm anyone, the first overall pick is pretty enticing, obviously. So that's interesting. That'll be an interesting thing to watch. There's eight teams that need a coach right now, need a head coach. You can, if you want to check my account and check my math, but I believe it's 8 teams, and I think it'll be interesting to see, especially the Giants for our purposes. I really hope Harbaugh does not get hired because that would be a steady presence for Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, and this young defense. And the Giants actually do worry me. Of all the other teams in the division, I think the Giants have the best future because I think the Cowboys are kind of chalked at the moment, and I think the Commanders have made some interesting decisions. So
seeing 6 head coaching jobs.
So Tennessee, New York, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, Las Vegas.
Who would want to be at
Is
Cleveland?
that it? That might be it. 6. I thought it was more than that.
Maybe Cleveland will take Kevin Patullo. It's a very Cleveland thing to do.
I was really hoping New York would take him, but
Well, I don't think so. But
Whoever gets a New York job, it ain't going to be
yeah, I
good
guess it is
for
only
a minute.
6. Well, there's 6 head coaches. So that'll be very interesting. I swear there was more. Atlanta, 7. Yeah,
they want Hugh Douglas apparently
yeah, which is interesting.
As a defensive coordinator or a
head
head
as their head
coach?
coach.
As their head
No
coach.
shit.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
That's going to ruin the one show I kind of like on WIP.
There you go.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, any other Eagles notes, or are we
I guess random speculation note that I'll throw you guys out there without any prep. There's reports from Harbaugh's agent that a team that still currently has a head coach was contacted about Harbaugh.
huh.
If it is the Philadelphia Eagles, how do we feel about that?
I would love to have
Do we win the Super Bowl again or not?
I mean,
But then we're going to end up with another non-play calling head coach.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
honestly.
Yeah, I don't
All
really
right.
care about that either.
Can I tell you one thing that pissed me off again on Sunday? Put
Sure.
Twillo on the sideline.
Yeah.
Why are you not in the fucking booth?
I don't understand that.
What
But
advantage does it serve?
it doesn't. It's so that he and Nick Sirianni can whatever.
Can, like, high
Nick's
five.
hands up your ass because you're
Yes.
his little puppet.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't believe that either because this offense is just so much
So
worse than
bad.
when like Nick was calling plays.
Yeah. So
I mean, it was pretty bad when Nick was calling plays his first year.
true, but this is worse. I think with the amount of talent that we have. This
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah. Okay, you're right.
But I think to answer your question, I would love to have Harbaugh. I think that would be great.
Bring him home.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if
They would have to fail miserably in the playoffs.
that's what I mean. That's what if that happens. If we make a Super Bowl,
You would have to
or
make Jeffrey
an NFC
Lurie and
championship.
Howie Roseman look like assholes.
Well, I don't think Laurie or would operate in that way.
Yeah, but I think Howie could
Coming off of
saw
a
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl win.
Yeah,
He even gave
but if we
Doug
like,
Peterson had a few more
God
years.
forbid, if we lose this like on Sunday, that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's been a lot of I don't know. I wouldn't like. I don't think he would do that, but I think Howie's.
Nick was brought here to be an offensive genius and has never done that.
It's true.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's true.
I also
And,
just
like,
think there's like we would have to lose in embarrassing fashion.
I
think, for
agree.
Nick to lose his
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, it couldn't be like
I think Batula would get fired right away, even
sure.
if we don't make like if we don't make any sort of run in the
God
playoffs.
forbid we win the Super Bowl. He's going to be here another year.
Well,
I don't believe
would
that
love
either.
I also would love to win the Super Bowl. So.
No, I would.
Yeah, like
but,
if that's what happens.
Yeah, if that would
sure.
happen.
I'll. But maybe somebody will hire him if we win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably. If he's an like I
But
mean,
look how bad it looks. Who would take it? Browns.
also winning
The
a
Browns.
Super Bowl. It's the whole goal. So
I'll say who's even close to winning? The Browns.
yeah,
The Browns would take him.
Atlanta leads like a guy because they have pieces.
yeah. The teams that are closest to winning are the Ravens. That's a roster that's close to winning. They want an offensive master like guru. I feel like now, which is like Mike McDaniel. Or,
Even if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Kevin Patullo is going to be the worst hire out there.
yeah, wow,
Well, Jonathan Gannon got a job. So
true, exactly.
All right. Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
and
What if
look at his performance in the
All right,
Super Bowl.
it's gonna go. We're gonna win the Super Bowl, and then it's gonna
Wow.
be Kevin Patullo in Arizona once again.
all right. Well, on that note, we'll end.
Do we have anything to say about this Sunday's game against the 49ers?
I've said my piece. I believe that
All right.
our offense
yeah.
might struggle, but I think that overall our
Defense is gonna
will
carry us, and the offense is gonna do enough to
Yeah.
score 17 points.
I would agree.
Yeah, let's hope
We just need to hold.
everything
we
falls
can-
where it needs to. That
Yeah.
we have a home game next week.
We shut down. What's his name?
We just need the Bears to
McCafferty.
lose, right?
McCaffrey. Wow,
McCafferty.
that's my teacher's name in high school.
Shout
And if
out.
we shut down McCaffrey,
Shut up.
I don't think that team will do anything.
I agree. We just if the Bears lose, we are home, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go Packers. I guess.
Go Pack, go!
Then we'll beat them next, or no? Then they'll play the Seahawks if they.
Is Dontrell Willis still their quarterback?
What?
Nope.
You know what I mean. Not
Dontrell
you know.
Willis.
Yeah. Malik Willis. What's his name?
Dontrell.
Malik Willis is right.
Yeah, Malik Willis is correct.
Same thing.
Dontrell Willis.
Dontrell Willis is the
pitcher for
pitcher
the
for the Marlins.
yeah.
Wears hat like this.
He was an eagle for or an eagle. Wow.
Oh yeah.
He was a Philadelphia Philly
For a hot sec.
for a second,
Dontrell.
but he blew out his arm by that point because he threw it like an asshole.
Dontrell.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yo, shout out Dontrell,
Shout out.
Jordan Love. I
World Series champion.
believe it's Jordan Love.
It's back. All right.
I think.
I don't.
Anyway.
He doesn't scare me.
Yeah,
Whatever.
me neither. The Packers don't scare me. Do we want to move on to hockey?
Sure.
Go
Do we?
Birds.
Go
Yeah, go
Birds.
I
That
hate
game.
the 49ers, so we better beat them.
That game 1,000% dictates how this podcast is going to be next week.
True. Absolutely.
Or if it's even going to be,
Yeah, true.
all three of us might not be here ever again. Who knows?
Wow. I'll be here to do the
So,
Sixers.
yeah,
segment
we'll
by
talk about it.
myself.
Either way, we'll talk about it next week. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Jumping into hockey, I will try to keep it short. I know we haven't been here for 2 weeks, but we have just hit the exact half season of games played. Flyers entered tonight playing 41 games as of last night against the Ducks. We are currently third place in the Metro, and moneypuck.com and their algorithm has us with a 63.5% chance to make the playoffs right now. I don't want to put too much stake in that. We do have a really hard January schedule. There's going to be an Olympic break in there as well. So a lot of things to contend with. And as I've talked about many weeks on this podcast, Dan Vladar has not played this many games in a long time. So we'll see how he holds up as the season keeps going. Also, since the last time we've podcasted, Denver Barkey came up and made his professional debut.
Woof woof.
What a weird name.
Woof, woof, indeed.
First name is Denver.
Denver, yes.
Interesting. How old is he?
1920.
Makes sense.
Kid that we were definitely excited about coming out of the London Knights, but not one that many people
sorry. Ooh.
expected to make his professional debut this year, barring a lot of injuries at the professional level. I've mentioned Alex Bump before. I think Alex Bump has a more like higher skill floor than Denver Barkey, but Denver Barkey, as he's showing since being called up, has like he's a very smart player, high hockey IQ, A lot of things I like about Noah Cates, I can be said about Denver Barkey as well. He's very sound offensively and defensively. He's not always going to light up the score sheet, but he's always going to be in the right position, and you're never going to be worried about like what he's doing out there. I think this has been shown through his like limited exposure in the NHL so far. Came out really hot against the Rangers. Had 2 assists in his debut. Since then, just playing very solid hockey. Hasn't really been on the score sheet. Solid two-way game, so you can trust him to be offensive and defensive, which isn't something we can say about Mishkov all the time. Just got his first goal this past Saturday against Edmonton.
Oh yeah.
It was a really exciting play. He broke the play out from behind our own net to Couturier, and then got up the ice and got into like a really dirty area in front of the net to get a good pass, and then just put it on net and went in. So you love to see like a young guy who's going to be gritty and get into the dirty areas like that. I don't know if he's going to stay with the team for the rest of the year. Obviously, Tyson Forster's down for the rest of the year, and he is a piece that could kind of fill in for now. Another one, Carl Grundstrom, who I was actually calling for to go back down to the Phantoms so Alex Bump could come up, has been like one of the hottest players in the team. He's really helping that fourth line go. And anytime an NHL team can roll 4 lines, just completely changes the game on what the team is able to do. And he had a 4-game goal streak. So, like, who am I to say that this guy doesn't belong here? Maybe the Sharks didn't know what they were doing with him, but also you're not going to see a guy like hit his prime at 28 years old. So we'll see what he looks like for the rest of the year. Really excited about Barkey being on the team and just getting that experience for right now. As I said earlier, with the 63.5% chance to make the playoffs, we have a really tough schedule for the rest of January. Back-to-back games, at least they're at home. Don't know how that happened with the schedule makers with Tampa Bay, but they're crushing it in the Atlantic right now. And then other games with like Las Vegas and Colorado. So as we go through January, we'll kind of see where the Flyers land as far as they like stack up with teams across the league. The West is much stronger. I don't know how it falls in the NBA, but the West is much stronger than the East is right now.
Same.
So if you can hang with those guys from the West, it's like a great sign.
Yep.
So
Same.
obviously, as this podcast progresses through the rest of the month, we'll see how the Flyers hold up against this tough competition. Also, games there with the Islanders, who are currently hanging with them in standings as well. They're having a really good year. So we will see where we go. I guess the other thing I want to touch on without going through all the games is that the World Junior Championships just happened, and the Flyers had 6 prospects that kind of took partake in the competition. It was disappointing for the U.S. in general. We were the host country this year, and we were going for our 3rd straight gold medal, which would have been awesome just because fuck Canada.
Agreed.
But as far as Flyers prospects go throughout the tournament, Porter Martone was our 1st-round pick this year. I've talked about him a little bit for Michigan State, just being a physical forward guy, and he was like the number 6 pick overall. He did wind up being named the captain for Team Canada. I talked to you guys a little bit about how much of a Flyer move it was for the opening game of this tournament. He actually, like, during warm-ups, came across to the center of the ice and like body checked the dude, which, like, not cool, but like very Philly of him to do. And then at the end of the game, scored an empty netter to seal the game, and gave a Czech player a little tap on the butt, and got in trouble for that after the game was over. I was like, man, this guy's personality
guy.
just
He's
cool. Yeah, it goes with Philadelphia for sure. He did actually lead the entire tournament in scoring with 6 goals, and he had 9 points total in 7 games. As the tournament went on, he seemed to become more comfortable just like being himself. But a lot of scouts think that he needs to put on size because his line mates are actually being more physical than him. But I mean, the kid's only 18. By the time he gets to Philly, I think he knows what he's going to be doing, and will be able to put the size on that he needs. Moving on, also with Team Canada, Jet Luchenko, who has been talked about on this podcast as well. He made his debut with the Flyers last year, but wasn't able to hang, and also started with the big team this year, and was sent back down to juniors for the last time. I assume if he doesn't make the big team out of the camp next year, there's going to be a problem. Not the best tournament on that note to talk about. He was more of a depth role for Canada. He's naturally a center, and they were using him more of a winger. So it's hard to like really tell how much stock you can put into this tournament on how he played. He only had 1 assist in 7 games. And I mean, as you can imagine, Canada has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to young prospects to pick from. So picking this kid to play center, and it did not work out for him. So hopefully he can kind of learn from this tournament and build from there. Go back to his junior team. One of the most exciting prospects of the entire tournament, another center, actually, Jack Berglund, who was also named captain of his team. He was played for Team Sweden. He wound up being captaining this team to the gold medal game and winning. He had 3 goals and 10 points in 7 games, and he was never really considered a high-end player for the Flyers until this tournament happened. He's only 19, so he doesn't get a lot of minutes for his juniors team, and he was finally able to kind of like show off the player that he is. So it's going to kind of suck that he's going back to the juniors team and getting limited minutes, but hopefully he can just keep building off of this, and we'll see where he goes by camp next season. The only other big guy I'll talk about is Shane Van Saggy. We've talked about him before. He plays for Michigan State.
Nice.
He kind of became a death guy for United States, who, again, like I said, had a disappointing tournament. 0 points in 3 games, and then just kind of wasn't used much after that. Hopefully he goes back to Michigan State and kind of like grows from there with his boy Porter Martone. But yeah, so some exciting stuff. We'll get back to the World Juniors when we talk about Penn State in a little bit. But yeah, that's about all I got for the Flyers right now. A bunch of big games coming up. We'll talk about them next week, and go Flyers. But we'll kick it over to the Philadelphia 76ers and Tyrese Maxey over here.
Hell yeah, there we go.
The 76ers are currently 5th in the East. We won a game tonight against the Wizards, which handedly, I think we beat them by 21. They're one of the worst teams in the league, and they're very young, so it makes sense. But it's always good to get a win, especially after losing to the Nuggets on Monday, in what you guys may know or may have heard about. Apparently, so I don't know if you had heard about this, but the Nuggets had their 7 starters, so they're starting 5, and then their 2 guys that, the 7 people that play the most were all out, and we lost in overtime to them. So
It's the most Philly thing I've ever heard.
at home. So yeah, so really bad, but so good to get a win against the Wizards. VJ Edgecombe continues to expand his game. He recorded a career high in assists in the Nuggets game. And he had a career high in steals tonight, so he's just getting better and better at every part of the game, not just scoring. But as I believe I said, we're 20-15. We have a very important series coming up against the Cavaliers, where we're playing one and then skip a day and then play another. They're 6th in the East, and they have more. They're 21-17, so just worse, winning percentage. But the Sixers also had a empty injury report for the first time since December 2023. So
Weird.
yeah, that is insane. 3 years of someone being hurt is crazy.
Not even Embiid.
Yeah, nobody was out there, or everybody was out there. Kelly Oubre and Trent and Watford were both back today, and they were on limited minutes. So Oubre looked pretty good. Watford didn't really play that much, but Paul George is currently putting up like Tobias Harris numbers on a much worse deal, age, injury, and value wise. He is 32% of our salary cap this year and next year. So I wanted to make a note of that, even though he did have a pretty good game tonight and is capable of scoring like 20 minutes or 20 points in if he plays more minutes. I do think in general that will be what holds us back as we continue towards the playoffs as 5th in the East. Overall, 69 percent of the salary cap goes to injury-prone old stars who can both really, score, really do everything at a high level, but just do not do that frequently enough for it to be worth the amount of money. The amount of money that it'll end up that it's costing us. The 76ers in general, good. 76ers in general have been playing really well recently, and I'm very happy with where we're at. We're not quite halfway through the season. We're at 35 games, so we still got about a week and a half before we're halfway to the season, but I'm really happy with being a playoff team. the Sixers will go as far as Tyrese takes us. Edgecombe, Embiid, Oubre, Grimes, and Paul George are all important. That's kind of our, little core six players. McCain's important, but he just hasn't been what I thought he would be. Hasn't taken a second step in his second year. I think probably the injuries didn't help with that, both his rookie year and to start off this year. But he's kind of become the same player, if not regressed a little bit. I do think Trendon Watford is going to be big, and Kelly Oubre. So if those are our two other guys in like an 8-man playoff rotation, that would be pretty nice. Dominic Barlow could be our 9 just to add size and like defense. So overall, I like where the Sixers are at. We have upcoming games against the Magic and Raptors. And as I said, 2 very important games against the Cavs. So all 4 of those games, or 3 out of 4 of those games, the Raptors shouldn't be too difficult. But the Magic and the Cavs are both really solid teams in the East. So those will be good measuring stick games for how good the Sixers actually will be. I wouldn't expect like an NBA championship or anything like that. But I would say that, but I would say
It's the only thing that keeps me going.
we might be able to make it out of the first round. So that would be nice.
That would be the first times since before Embiid was here.
No, that's second round you're thinking.
Oh, second
Yeah,
round.
he always makes it the second round. But never made it to the Eastern.
Oh,
Conference
we've never
Finals.
made it out of the second.
Never
round.
made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, there we go.
So, which is brutal.
We could do it.
Yeah. Well,
go.
hopefully, I mean, Maxey is one of the best guards in not just the East, but the entire NBA.
I don't know much, but he's having a year. I know that much.
He's really, really good, and he continues to just get better and better and better. And I think with him, Paul George and Quentin Grimes, Kelly Oubre, as I said, Embiid, Barlow, all those guys. Trendon Watford's been great. I think that we could make a nice little run. I think in general, the salary cap is a problem, but what are you going to do at this point? Nobody's taking those guys we would have to give up a pick to get rid of Paul George and Embiid. We don't want to get, I mean, there's no point. We're not going to get what he can be when he's healthy. We can't get back, in terms of value. So that's probably will wrap it up, for our 76ers segment. Like I said, I kind of shortened it a little bit because even though we've missed a little bit, we're kind of, I don't know, we're in kind of the early mid-season basketball lull before things get really more, heated as we get towards the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like football time. So
Yeah, exactly. So
all the other
It's like the
sports
depression of not winning the NBA Cup,
yep, that's
but
true.
wishing you did win the
Uh-huh,
NBA Cup.
exactly.
Is that what it is?
That's all I wanted.
That's 100%.
That's all I wanted was the NBA Cup.
Well, on that note, I think both the Flyers and the the Flyers and the Sixers coverage will become much more, important, especially whenever the Eagles season ends. So,
Which will
yeah.
be in
February,
February. Yeah.
Yep.
hopefully.
We all figured it out. It's going to be the 20th week of the season. It's the Super Bowl,
Wow.
technically.
Well, we missed too many episodes, I think, for that to work out. But yeah, it would
Oh
have been great.
yeah,
It
for
would've been
20th.
great.
It would have been the 20th episode, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be. We're going to all wear our Dawkins jerseys and be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we're in the Super Bowl."
Wow. What up?
But now we can't do that.
We ruined it. But go Sixers. I will check back in with you next podcast on how the Cavaliers games and all those games go. And hopefully we are 24-15 and like third in the East.
Is there anything to say about Penn State or the other college?
Pitt,
Pitt.
sir.
Hell yeah.
I was like, wow,
I wasn't even taking a shot. I just
doing it like that.
I have a little bit to say about Pitt, just in like the transfer portal. It's not too much.
Okay.
We lost our top 3 wide receivers, 2 wide receivers and a tight end, 2 to graduation and 1 to the transfer portal. Heinzel and Turner both appear to be staying, who were our rookie standouts or freshman standouts last year. Malachi Thomas, the tight end, does not actually want to play, I guess, because he transferred to LSU. So I don't understand transferring to
okay.
LSU, like where you're probably not going to get any reps. So good luck at LSU, bitch ass, to say that. We lost Kyle Lewis, one of my favorite Panthers, to the draft, who's a linebacker. I think he'll probably play safety in the league. And we lost Rasheem Biles potentially to the portal, but he hasn't signed anywhere yet and has been tweeting things about that are kind of suspicious about wanting to stay home. So I really hope Pitt. I mean, we have another really good linebacker. I'm forgetting his last name right now, but he Braylon Lovelace. So if we had Lovelace and Biles, that would be great. But if we lose Biles, it's going to be kind of frustrating. We really need offensive linemen and wide receivers. We got a offensive lineman from the University of Penn, not Penn State, today to transfer, or a few days ago to transfer. So that will be good, I hope. But we need offensive linemen and wide receivers.
Is the University of Penn known for their football prowess?
They are not. Yeah, no, they are not known for their football prowess. They're Division One, but they're FCS, so they're not in their Ivy Leagues.
I know they're like a pretty good basketball school.
Yeah, they're actually not bad for basketball. They made the tournament. Actually, it was a kid that I went to high school with that was like the top scorer when they made the tournament. Yeah,
that's cool.
Devin, shout out Devin Goodman. He's the man. But
Shout
anyway, speaking of a good transition, Pitt basketball does not deserve any of our time on this podcast.
Okay.
They're terrible. They're 18th in the ACC. So kicking it, or 16th or whatever it is last, kicking it over to John then, I guess, about what did you say? The other
school?
The other school. Yeah, Penn State.
The other school, the Pennsylvania State University. Obviously, obviously a lot of shakeup and people coming over from Iowa State to Penn State following Matt Campbell. If you go off of CBS's sports rankings, we got, and I don't agree with all of these, a top 10 quarterback in Rocco Becht, a top 15 receiver in Chase Sowell, a top 15 running back in Carson Hansen, 2 top 15 tight ends in Benjamin Brahmer and Gabe Burkle. I think Benjamin Brahmer is like a guy that's built like the classic Penn State tight end / Big Ten banger of a tight end. So I do think that's an exciting transfer. CBS also notes a top 5 linebacker in Caleb Bacon and a top 10 safety
Bacon.
in Marcus Neal Jr., who actually can ball. So he's pretty exciting as well. I'm not going to pretend like I know enough about any of these guys outside of Brahmer. He's like the only one that was on my radar before all of the Matt Campbell stuff happened. So we'll go on and talk about that later when the transfer portal and the rosters are more finalized closer to football season. As I brought up before, Bo Pribula, if you want to come home, even though we got Rocco Becht, please come home.
Rocco's a cool quarterback name.
It is a cool quarterback name, I guess, but you were never destined to be Penn State's quarterback. I don't know. It's just
I don't like it.
Iowa State to Penn State is just like a weird thing to be happening. But it'll continue to happen, and more guys will go from Penn State to Virginia Tech. That's weird too. But anyway, I won't spend too much time on it because the outcomes weren't necessarily great. Penn State hockey was finally back in action after 6 weeks off.
It took so long.
I know. They played Rochester Institute of Technology.
There's no way they lost that game.
Oh, they lost the first one 1-0, my friend.
What?
Yep.
My friend.
And then they bounced back.
Sounds like a tech school.
It is a tech school.
It is.
Oh.
Literally.
They're good at hockey though. I'm pretty.
They
sure.
are good at hockey.
Yeah, they're in Rochester.
All right.
So. All right. Doesn't sound convinced.
Although Penn State was the
Okay.
first ranked team they played all season, and they won 1-0. So that's as much as you need to know about that. Penn State did bounce back on Sunday and win 7-3. They were missing Gavin McKenna, who was taking place in the World Junior Championship that we were talking about earlier. I guess just quick look at his tournament. He had 4 goals and 10 assists. Canada won bronze in this year's going. A lot of people are concerned about his like lackluster start in the NCAA season. He was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick going into 2026, and some people are bringing up other names now. Just like when you watch Gavin play hockey, though, I just think that like he's got everything you're looking for, and if somehow he does come to Philadelphia, I'd be overly thrilled. He was player of the game twice in the tournament, and like I said, 14 points over 7 games. Really nothing to sneeze at. Everybody's yeah, got him. But yeah, other than that, we will be moving forward. Penn State next plays the Golden Gophers again as we get back into the Big Ten schedule. And yeah, we'll have a lot much more to talk about as
I'm gonna clip that.
the team becomes whole again, as everyone comes back from the World Juniors, and Penn State gets back on track with the rest of their season.
A lot much more.
A lot much more. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here tonight, guys?
I think I'm all good.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. Is that
That's it.
Is that the ending of the show?
I guess so.
I
Go
would mean-
Birds, go Sixers, go Flyers.
I'm going to take this last couple of seconds we have to just shit on Kevin Patullo a little bit more
Let's do it.
because
I'm gonna.
he clearly
go
just
pee.
sucks.
I have to pee.
Yeah, you piss on, pretend Kevin Patullo's faces and
Sounds
you're
good.
on.
If I don't come back, love you guys.
Love you guys.
Thank you for watching.
don't
If you
know it.
have watched to this point,
But Kevin Patullo is an asshole.
You're not wrong.
He's had two separate types of quarterback to play with, made them both look like shit all the time. He's making Jalen Hurts look like shit. And it's hard to convince other people that that's what's happening. So that's my only gripe with Kevin Patullo. He needs to go.
I think in an interview this week, but this week he did say that they just need to focus on winning games now, which like
Isn't that the whole point of the whole thing?
the whole point always. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything more to say other than fuck you, Kevin Patullo.
Go Birds. Hopefully we win despite Kevin Patullo.
Yeah. But we're going to win despite Kevin Patullo because Vic Fangio is amazing.
Love the confidence.
I have to have confidence in something or I'll, this is all for nothing. Anyway, on that note, thank you for watching. And please continue to watch. Curtis is in there washing his hands. You can hear it. Or I can.
It's coming
Thank you. Visit us at the Friend Zone Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, we'll be back next week, I think.
Yep.
That's the goal.
sounds good.
So we'll see you next week, ladies. Bye.
Love you.
Peace.
Bye. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go
Later,
Birds.
dickheads.
Bye.